All right, another episode of Conversation After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's good with me. What's going on with you?
Everything's good. Tell people where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Hit us up. You got a steamy story you want us to read on the air. You got a question you want us to answer. Hit us up. Make sure you go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. So, Tay,
Yes,
we have a guest.
we do.
Go ahead and introduce them.
So our guest today is Miss Thicknotiq.
Hey, Miss Thicknotiq, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Going well, going well.
So Thicknotiq, every show we start off with conversation cards. I'm going to give you the categories and you tell me which category you would like to answer. So the categories are who's the biggest pervert or the sexy 69 after dark.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Who's the biggest pervert? For sure.
Okay. That's whack. Lord, I'll keep pulling up these whack ones. Hold on. Oh, this is interesting. Have you ever gotten aroused during a medical examination?
Never.
Okay.
In fact, that scares me.
Okay. I can see that.
Tay,
Marv. Oh, you asking me first? Okay. No, I've never gotten aroused during a medical examination, but a waxing, it's definitely happened there.
I heard
Word?
that.
And
I heard
Tay, real talk,
Uh-huh.
you are the reason why I would never get aroused during a waxing.
Oh, we're not talking about my first experience. Let's all right, Marv, how about you?
You know, I heard women say that. I mean, I saw a meme where it said, getting waxed, saying that coochie get wet too. So I was just like, word for real.
Wow.
But no, I have
Never
not.
been my experience.
No, I have not. The thing with the medical examination is, I guess they're being professional, and it's the way that they're touching you. So when they're examining the balls, it's turned to the left, turn to the right. It's not a caress. It's just kind of like, let me feel to see if anything's going on. And then, I'm at that age where they don't have to do it as much anymore. Now they can do it with blood work, but there's times when they still need to give you the finger, right?
Right.
And it's not it's not a massage. It's kind of like a percussive, like let me just touch it, and that's it. So it's nothing that's gonna get you aroused unless you just super sensitive and super freak or whatever. But our good friend Dr. Sterling, he wrote his book about his encounters, and he said like his first one, he was giving, I don't know what type of, because of course I'm not a woman, some sort of exam to a woman where he had to insert his digits or whatever. I don't know whatever that is. And apparently the woman, I don't know if she got off or she was just like really, really aroused because of it. And the whole story was he's going to be a great doctor because that's how she felt when he did it. But again, he mentioned that there's a difference. That's where I got this, the mindset is a difference in the type of touch, versus, doing the come hither versus just let me just touch to see if anything is going wrong. So you getting aroused, I think you're going in there with the intention to get aroused.
Yeah, sounds to me like that's what would happen with her.
Yeah. So Miss Thicknotiq, where you from?
Born and raised in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay, South Kakalaki. All right. You still there, or are you somewhere else?
No, I'm back in Columbia, South Carolina. Not sure that I'm planting my roots here, but this is where I am.
So we asked this of all our guests. How is the dating scene where you're at?
See, Marv, that's a little touch and go for me. Because I'm a dom. I'm a dom, and I am recently inactive in the BDSM community.
You said inactive?
Recently inactive in the BDSM community. I'm taking a little bit of a pause, but I've been active in the BDSM community for about 5-6 years. And it's interesting how many people want to be, how many guys want to be involved with a dominant female, but really don't know how to entertain her. And then dealing with brothers who, or being a sister who wants a dominant female. It's really kind of touch and go. It is such a debacle, if I can be honest with you.
So, do you only date men who are into BDSM?
Not at all, not at all. But I usually, and because I am a dominant female, it appears as if I attract submissive males. And believe it or not, that's not what I necessarily want.
Okay. So you're looking for a dominant male?
I want a dominant male that I can, do that power struggle with, for real.
Go ahead, Tay. I got a follow-up question to that, but go ahead, Tay.
I was like, how would that work? The doing the power struggle. How in your mind, how does that work?
In my mind, I would want him to be able to submit in some areas, and for me to be dominant in some areas, and vice versa. I feel like just in life, everybody's not strong in every area of their lives. So I feel like there should be an innate give and take in a relationship.
So with that being said, does that mean guys who are more inclined to be subs, are they subs in every aspect of their life? Meaning like they don't want to be assertive and make decisions? Is that what you're saying? I'm just trying to understand.
That is not at all what I'm saying. And please believe me when I say that turns me all the F on. To have a brother that's a submissive, that wants to come over and serve me, I love that. But I want my partner, who's a dom, to be a little bit jealous about this brother giving me all of the attention that I need and want. You know what I'm saying? Not that he can't give it to me, but there are some limitations, and I understand that, and I give him the respect that he has some limitations that he won't cross.
Okay. So how did you get into the BDSM world? You said you were in it for about 5 or 6 years. How did you get into it?
Oh my Lord. We gotta go all into that.
I mean, you can give us the short version. You don't have to go into.
Well, the short version is I started out in the swinging community, and I got frustrated with women in the community. I don't even know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it as raunchy as it is. I got frustrated with women in the community, like trying to covet community D. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's community D. How you gonna try and like lock it down? And so from that, I met my my two mentors who introduced. Well, my first mentor introduced me to BDSM. I had a party at my house. What I thought was a play party at my house for swinging, and he came in and he wrecked shop, and I just fell in line, and I was just like, yo, it was chemistry. We just dominated this female, and it was like second nature for me. And from that, he was so intrigued by me that he didn't ask me to be my mentor. He just kind of became my mentor. But then, and I want you to understand that there is a significant divide in the BDSM community between POC and white and WP. And somehow or another, through my research, I came across the WP community in my city and linked up with my current mentor and friend now, and just kind of went from there.
Okay. So I asked you before, does everybody that you date, do they have to be in BDSM? So have you dated somebody who would be quote unquote vanilla? Have you done that before? Like, while you were actively a dom, have you dated somebody who was vanilla and not interested in BDSM?
I have not.
Do you think that
I
was?
have not. Most of the people that I've dated have come from the swinging community and have just been intrigued by Thicknotiq. They don't want to get to know, they're intrigued by the Thicknotiq and they want the Thicknotiq experience. So no, I haven't.
Okay. So we talked about, what introduced you to BDSM, right? You gave us the short story on that. How did you get introduced into the swinging lifestyle?
I have a ferocious sexual mentality, and it's one of those mentalities that's kind of feast or famine. And when I was in a 7-year relationship, and upon the demise of that relationship, I had to come back to Columbia and reconnected with a schoolmate of mine, and she was in the swinging lifestyle here in Columbia, and she introduced me into the lifestyle, and I went from there.
Huh?
How was that experience for you, the swinging lifestyle?
It was weird. It was so weird because I was like Madonna up in that joint, like a virgin. For real. It was crazy. Like, I would go to parties and not want anybody to touch me and just like want to be like a wallflower and just watch, but I would be so turned on. You know what I'm saying? But after like, that was so crazy. Like, I didn't want nobody to like go up in me and stuff like that. But I was like, okay with you going down on me. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until I was introduced to BDSM that I understood that it was a power struggle for me.
Okay. Okay. So how long were you in the swinging community?
From 2014 until 2016. So 2 years.
Okay. What do you see is the biggest, I guess, difference between the two communities in terms of people's mentalities?
Well, like I said at the top of this, women in the swinging community, I feel like they are misguided and they don't have a true understanding of the swinging community, because in the swinging community, it's a community. You know what I'm saying? And what you give and what you get is community. So you giving community punani, you getting community D. You know what I'm saying? But these women are really trying to like lock down these men over community D. And I'm just like, yo, and they get like seriously upset about it. Like, you could be like what you thought was a friend to somebody, and then you sleep with somebody that they slept with in the community, and they upset with you about that. It's like, what? It's like, yo, you just told me this bro is throwing down the D. I want to try the D. So how you gonna be upset? So yeah.
So
I can see.
the guys that were getting locked down,
They weren't getting locked down, Marv. They weren't getting locked down. It was the women.
were the women that the guys that the women were trying to lock down? Was it because they were their like nesting partner, their husband, or was it because that person was throwing it down and had some good D? Is that the reason why they were trying to be, so possessive in that way?
It was because they were throwing it down and they had a good D. And let me be clear, like I developed long-lasting friendships with these guys. Mm-hmm. Like for real. They're like, I mean, I think it's kind of weird to say that they're my brothers, but I mean, considering that I can call them at any time and get what I need from them. But I mean, that was the idea of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, you can have, like, there were numerous times, like there's this one guy that I'm specifically thinking about where he was going through financial troubles. I helped him out financially. We would, but when he got on his feet, I mean, and he would always lay it down. And when he got on his feet, we would go to lunch, we would go to dinner and stuff like that. Oh my God. I remember like the fact that he used to live right around the corner from my job. I would take my lunch break and go to my job and get down. And, and he had a whole female, you know what I'm saying? But there was no attachment for me. It was all about the physical. So to go back to your question, like, yeah, the women just couldn't get down with that. Like they would come in emotionally invested. And that's kind of when I knew that there was something different about me, because I had the ability to detach the emotions from the physical and get what I needed. Let me be clear.
Are you only attracted to men?
I'm not sure. And I can say that I'm not sure. I've not been in a threesome situation where I've been with one man and two women, with me and another woman. But in the BDSM world, I've had a couple of submissives come to me, submissive females come to me wanting to audition to be a slave for me. And I've shared this with Tay on a couple of different occasions. Like, I think I'm just too hardcore. Like, I think that they expect too much. I think that they expect more masculinity or more femininity of me, and that's just not me.
Okay. So I have a question. So I know a lot of people in this day and age, their first just say introduction to BDSM was those gray novels. How does the real BDSM world compare to those novels and movies?
I've never watched one of those movies. That is jovial to me. That is, I mean, that's all cinematography, and it's not realistic. Now one of my mentors, she and a group of the people from the SC scene, BDSM scene, went to watch the movie, and she said that they laughed the whole way through. But I find it to be an insult, honestly.
Why so?
Because that's certainly, it's not that romanticized.
The movie is more romanticized than real life is?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So have you, as a dom, have you ever encountered someone, and forgive me because I'm vanilla, have you ever encountered someone who's made a request of you?
And you're cute.
What'd you say?
And you're cute.
Oh, I thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have you ever had somebody request, or can a sub make a request for you to do something to them and you like, nah, gee, that's just too far. I'm not doing that.
Well, as long as the sub approaches me respectfully and any dom respectfully, they can ask for whatever they want. But my and any other dom's word is final.
So you had a situation where you like, hell no, I'm not doing that?
I don't think it's ever been hell no, I'm not doing that. But honestly, I'm giving you the overview of that particular scenario. I've never had a sub come out of quote unquote character to ask me for something that they wanted, because they've always been in the mindset of, mistress, I want to give you what you want.
Understand.
Okay.
So are you able to turn it off and on? Like, I know, you know, there's women that I know who in their day-to-day lives, in business, they work in corporate America, and they are bosses. Every day they are calling shots, they are telling people what to do. And when it comes to the bedroom, they want to be dominated, because it's like, listen, I dominate in every aspect of life. In the bedroom, I want to be dominated. I want to be ravished. For you, as a dom, is your alternate personality still dominant, or is it soft?
I actually have an immediate answer for that, Marv. And I'm immediately taken back to an experience that I had with a gentleman in, or a guy, because he wasn't even a gentleman, a guy in the swinging lifestyle. He thought he wanted Thicknotiq, and his reputation preceded him, and he lived up to the reputation, but I lived up to mine as well.
What was his reputation?
That he was well endowed, and he had a very good stroke game, and he did. But my reputation was that I was a dominant, I was aggressive, and I was animalistic. And to this day, he has scars on his back from that encounter. And he went back to the swinging community saying, oh, Thicknotiq can't handle the D and this and that and that and this. But mind you, he has found me on, I'm on 4 different dating profiles. He has found me on each one, begging me to give him a shot of like just a real life in intimacy situation. So I say that to say that other than him, I have not given anybody a shot at like real life intimacy. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it's always as Thicknotiq, like once you approach me from that lifestyle, it's like something clicks on for me. And the only way, and even if you don't know that I'm in a lifestyle, but then I at some point disclose that to you and that becomes your focus, once I click into Thicknotiq, I can't click off.
So forgive my ignorance, but do doms get dick down too, or no?
Oh yeah, bruh. We sure do. Okay. We sure do. But in the midst of that, I mean, for me, my nature is animalistic. And a lot of brothers can't handle that. I mean, if you're DMing me down, then and forgive, you know, my abbreviated portion of me, because I'm still, you know, I'm a new mom. But if you're DMing me down, that doesn't preclude me from being that animalistic person that I am by nature. You know what I'm saying?
What's animalistic? Like, what
that means? that means
biting and shit.
That means biting and scratching and growling and digging and all of that. Yes. Bro, I'm so turned on right now. Oh my God.
Listen,
oh my God.
listen, Thicknotiq, that other than Tay be sick of my shit most of the time. Most women do get turned on by your boy Marv. But anyway,
Oh.
Oh gosh.
so I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm not turned on by you, Marv B. I'm turned on by the thoughts of what I've been through. But you still are cute.
We're still gonna roll. We're still gonna roll. Yeah, you got residual turn on because I asked you the question. So a guy like me, and I've talked about it on the show before. It's hard for me to grasp, me personally, pain as pleasure.
Okay.
You know, I'm a big dude, and I've said this before. And we had a conversation earlier today, Tay and I with a few people that we know, and we were discussing, you know, a video that was on social media where a guy was spanking a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we said, hey, is this yay or nay for you? A lot of the women were like, yay. And some of the dudes said yay, but most of them, like me, most of the dudes who were like me who said no, I noticed there was a trend. Most of them were big dudes like me. And for guys like me, as you know, football player, athlete, you're taught like on the field, dominate, hurt whoever's in front of you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But off the field, be gentle. You're not supposed to, you know, you can't rough people up. You can't be too hard on folks. Do you think that a person like me would ever be able to get past that block of, you know, let me inflict pain on somebody I care about because they like it? Or do you think it's a done deal for me, in your opinion?
I don't think it's a done deal for you. I think that with like specifically in BDSM, there is a level of sensuality that comes along with dominance. And I think that, let me paint a picture for you. If I lay you down, if I put you in the shower and wash you down from head to toe, put your hands above your head and soak you down and let the water cleanse you, and then I lick the water off of every inch of you after you get out, and I lay you down on my bed on your tummy, and I massage you down with all of my oils and put on the aromatherapy and all of that stuff, and I'm biting your ear and I'm licking your lips and I'm licking you from your chin to your bald head. And then I pull out. You're so funny. And then I pull out my little paddle and just tap you lightly on your bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll get into it. I've had one of those scenarios. I got a video of it to prove it. Okay. You know, a big guy that didn't know that he was into that. Mm. And I mean, you have to give that joy with that pain. You understand what I'm saying? It's an all encompassing. Mm-hmm. And the pain doesn't have to necessarily be a negative thing. It's a pleasure thing, because once I pop your bottom with my paddle and then I massage it and then I kiss it and I lick it. Mm. I mean, what is there to fight against?
I don't know. Might have to see. But you know, now let Tay jump in. I've always said.
Tay, when you gonna jump in here?
Trust. Listen, we work on this because I'll talk the whole damn show. I'm the blabbermouth. You know, we're gonna get in here. So there's this one woman that I know, and she's a dom. She's semi-retired. I've talked to her about coming out of retirement for me. And you know, we met virtually.
That statement in and of itself, Marv, speaks volumes. It speaks volumes.
In what way?
You've tried to talk her out of coming out of retirement for you.
Yeah, for me. Yeah.
Exactly. What you want. What you want, baby.
So we met in person. It was a group setting. And we finally got some alone time. And I was like, so what's up? And you know what she told me?
What's up?
I don't think it's gonna work.
Okay.
And I said, why not? And she said, because in your real life, you are an alpha male. Like, you take charge and you run shit. And I just don't think that you'd be able to submit to me. And I said, and here I am. Look, Tay, you know me. Here I am thinking like, yes, I can. Yes, I can. And she was just like, nah, we could just kick it. But it was, I felt rejected because I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that shit. You know, I came up in the 80s. I like to make love. And I don't judge nobody. I don't yuck nobody else is young. But you know, I'm a sucker for love. That's me. But here I am wanting to give it to this person. And motherfucker told me no.
Okay, Tay, I'm gonna need you to help me now.
Okay.
Because I get sidetracked. So I want to address his situation. I want to address that part, but I want you to remind me to address Superman as well, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so Marv,
my question to you is, have you ever met a man who was too much of an alpha or a dom and you'd be like, nah, I can't fool with him because he ain't gonna submit to Thicknotiq?
I've never met that person. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. So, I mentioned Superman. So when I met Superman, and that's going to be his name. When I met Superman, we met in a swinging lifestyle, and he was with me, as I transitioned into the BDSM lifestyle. So intimacy between him and me became boring really, really quick. And my initial mentor in the BDSM lifestyle, I went to him and I was just like, yo, like, this brother is like, I mean, he's available, whatever. He's an alpha male, and he is a totally alpha male. Like, he is a straight a-hole. Like, we would never be together in real life. But he throws it down for real. And I was just like, yo, I'm bored with him for real. And so my mentor was like, yo, take him to one of those shops and get some stuff that could turn y'all both on or what might have you. So we ended up going to one of the shops down the street from me or what might have you. And me being me, I was just like, all right, yo, get me right here. And we got out of the view of the cameras in the shop in a corner, and it went down. And that changed the whole trajectory of our relationship, really. Mind you, did I want to be with him in real life? No, because he is a butthole. He is still my Superman to this day, but he's a butthole. And like, I would never like want to be with him because he's just hard to get along with. But for someone like you, who seems like a really nice guy, Marv, sometimes, I I would not necessarily throw a good brother, a good alpha male away, because the mere fact that you're saying to her, yo, I want to engage you. The mere fact that you would say to me that I want to engage you lets me know that there can be a power shift between the two of us. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Okay. So I wouldn't necessarily say, nah, I can't get with you. I wouldn't say that. I can't get with you. Because there are times when I've had a rough day at work. There'll be times where I've had a rough day at work, and I'll come home and I'll just need you. I'll just need you to hold me. I'll just need to have you um have something prepared for me when I come home, and I'll need you to turn me over and hit it from the back and say, yo, let all the stuff that went on today, let all that shit go out the window. So I'm in you now.
I'm in you now. I like that shit. Hey, listen, I'm gonna use that.
All right.
Okay, so on the lines of that, you mentioned earlier about people auditioning to be your slave or your submissive. What's that process like, and how do you choose who to say yes to and who to say no to?
Okay, so I have a questionnaire, literally a questionnaire that they have to complete. And I give them assignments to complete. And if they complete those assignments, then we can talk about you becoming my slave. As it pertains to men, I don't want, there are different types of slaves. I don't want a domestic slave. I want a sexual slave. And so when you come to my home, you come in my front door, you immediately have to undress and get on your knees. You can crawl to me, but you can't be upright. It's that's just not going to work for me. You have to complete your questionnaire. You have to complete every assignment that I ask you. If I give you something to read, and I send them stuff about submission and stuff like that, because typically a guy that's coming to me is not privy to the BDSM lifestyle. And they might be in the swinging lifestyle, but for BDSM, they're vanilla. So I give them assignments to read and stuff like that. And if they complete those assignments, then we can talk.
All right.
So is it safe to say that you are now an exhibitionist, or are you still somewhat of a voyeur?
I've always been an exhibitionist. Please be clear. I've always, even before I knew about the swinging lifestyle, before I knew about BDSM, I've always been an exhibitionist. I've always been that one to have my windows open while I'm getting D down. And I'm very vocal. You know what I'm saying? I've always been that one to, and even when I got into the swinging lifestyle, when I finally became comfortable with somebody, it was me that would turn the party out.
So outside of BDSM and being a swinger, what's the freakiest thing you ever done?
Oh my God.
Hey, look, that's
Who
a diabolical laugh right there, boy. God
damn. Who answers to that? Been at a stoplight masturbating and looked over, and the brother in the car next to me was fine as hell and asked him to follow me home, and he did. and got down. And the second thing is when I lived in the DMV and ordered delivery. And the delivery guy showed up at my door and his tip was a condom in my hand.
Damn. Okay. All right.
My 20s.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So you said you're kind of not in the lifestyle at the moment. Do you have any plans of getting back into it, and when?
I don't know. I can honestly say, Tay, I don't know. I can honestly say though that I also miss it, and that I have a storage house out back. I'm now a mom of a 4-year-old, and the dungeon that I had in my house is now a playroom. So all of my furniture and all of my toys, I mean, are in my storage house now in the back. And believe me when I say I have some major toys. Like vendors used to look forward to Thicknotiq coming through every year for their for our annual BDSM parties. And yeah, because I would drop a pretty penny and they knew that I did not waste a penny on my toys. So yeah.
You could be like Dexter and like turn your shed into your dungeon.
I did not think of that, Marv B, but hey,
yeah, you could be like,
it's once my pumpkin gets older, maybe.
What you said? What now?
Once my pumpkin gets older, maybe.
Oh, okay. I got you. Well, now the time to do when they're young. When they get older, they be nosy and they've been went to the shed and be like, what's this? So so I've seen these parties, and what's it called, Tay? Is it called a Sibian?
Oh yeah, the Sibian, yes.
Okay, that would be something that you would see at a lifestyle party. That's not something you would see at a BDSM party.
Okay, so you don't have the Sibian in your dungeon?
No, sir, not at all, not at all.
Yeah,
what I do have, however, is a cross and a
Sibian?
spanking bench, and I don't need nothing else.
You said what?
I have a cross and a spanking bench, and I don't need nothing else.
Oh, okay. You ever used the Sibian?
Have I personally used the Sibian? No.
Oh, okay.
And no one in my home has used the Sibian, and no one at any of the BDSM monthly gatherings has used the Sibian. Like nobody would bring that. I have a massage table where I do wax play. I have the cross where I do, the bondage, and the spanking bench where I do the bondage. I do fire play and those things. That's what I'm good at.
Yeah. See, that fire play and knife play, like, I don't know, man. But listen, Miss Thicknotiq, you have been wonderful. I just got one more question for you.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned the Black community in BDSM and white folks in BDSM.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you see as the major differences between the two communities, and do they interact?
Do you really want to know the answer to that? Do you really want to know?
Listen. I'm Mr. All about the Black people. You know what I mean? So I want to hear it.
I'm sorry to break your heart, bro, but the POCs, people of color, they are messy.
Okay.
Messy. And the white folks, and that's the community that I'm a part of, are the Caucasian people, predominantly Caucasian. But they're so welcoming and open arms and inviting. And like, outside of a party, let's go get crab legs. All you can eat crab legs. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. I mean, real talk, when I found out that my nugget was on her way, It was around the time that I was turning 45, and it was the WP community that threw me a surprise birthday party, like real talk. Like, I mean, and they went all out. And then we had a play party afterward.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we probably get way deeper into that, but maybe part 2 we can.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, there's so much more deep to go.
Yeah,
And
I got
I would like to
questions.
introduce you to my to one of my sisters who is deep into the POC community, and she's leather at that.
She's leather. What does that mean?
Oh, there's a whole different sect of the BDSM community. There's a leather sect of it.
What's that? Where the outfits and shit?
It's different than the outfits and stuff, bruh.
You talk like a police academy when they go to the Blue Oyster and they got on the hats.
Yeah, believe it or not, yeah, that's where it all started. But yeah, but she's into the leather sect of it, and I would love to introduce y'all to her.
Okay.
Because she's solely submerged in the POC side of BDSM, and I'm not.
Listen, you know, I consider BDSM, but wearing chaps, I ain't doing it.
You never know.
What did Meatball say? I do plenty of things for love, but I won't do that.
You never know. You get the right dom female, you never know.
But anyway,
what's done in the dark doesn't necessarily have to come to the light.
Yeah, but I gotta live with myself. So Miss Thicknotiq, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show. Tay, been a good one. Yeah. So tell them where they can find us, Tay.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, or you have a topic you want us to cover, you have a story you want us to read, you can reach us at CVAD the podcast at gmail.com. And make sure you like this video, share it, and subscribe.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Listen to our old episodes. We'll catch you next time. Peace.
Bye.